Hey, this is JoJo, and you're watching Hot New Hip Hop's 12 Days of Christmas. Honestly, I had seen these dresses with cuts out in the hips, and I was like, "Ooh, that's so sexy!" And I had like tagged a few of them and saved them for inspiration. So when me and my stylist were talking about a look for the AMAs, she was like, "Would you be interested in doing something custom?" I'm like, "Yeah, that sounds awesome." So we went to that designer, Usama Ishtai, and he kind of like, I had seen these short dresses and he made me a full-length version of it. So yeah, I wanted to make a statement, wanted to be sparkly and feel glamorous, but have a little bit of exotic dancer woven into it. Hence the cutouts and it being a little bit, a little bit revealing for me. Yeah, it was my first red carpet since the pandemic. So it was really amazing to be out and seeing people, and the energy was great. I had such a good time. It felt really, really nice. I went with one of my good friends and one of the people who's on my team, Ronaldo, and we just like fangirled at New Kids on the Block and New Edition. And I became a Olivia Rodrigo stan last night, so things are looking good. It was fun. I'm having a good day today, but it's a day-to-day thing where I kind of have been on a roller coaster of self-esteem. And now I'm really working on really trying not to get my validation from external things or people or moments. And that's easier said than done for me, especially since I've been in the music industry and kind of in the spotlight since I was so young. And that did shape my sense of self. So it's taken time, but I'm back to a place where I'm trusting my gut, I'm having fun, and I'm believing in a future for myself and that I'm worthy of dreaming. So I've definitely lost the plot, lost myself and lost what am I doing this for many times over. And I'm thankful not to be there anymore. I think that has a lot to do with my friends and family, my boyfriend, my therapist, my fans, and being able to speak openly about things, because I'm not good at pretending. It's much easier for me to be transparent. So the fact that my transparency has been met with people being like, "I'm so glad you said something because I feel this way. I don't know what I'm doing. I thought I should have had it all figured out by 30. I thought I would have arrived to this place and just no, I'm done being depressed," or but it doesn't always work out that way. And in this society, there's a lot of things to feel anxious about. So apparently I'm very much not alone in that. It's hard to separate who I am today from where I've come from and what I've done. So I definitely don't think it's like a resurgence of that person, because that person was a child. I was 15 when Too Little Too Late came out, 13 when Leave came out, and 16 with Aquamarine. So I was a fetus, and now I'm a woman, and I think I'm the best version of myself. So I think I've done those things, but I'm excited about now and what happens moving forward, because I just feel a lot more it's more fun, actually. It's more fun being me today than it was back then. It's less pressure as an adult, and the industry has changed, expectations have changed. I think there's no better time than right now to be yourself and to really carve your own path. It didn't feel as much that way in the, mid 2000s. It just feels good to be able to make music and have it put out, because that's what I was fighting for, was just to be able to move forward with my career. I wasn't allowed to release music for a long time legally. So it feels great to be able to do what I've done since I was a little girl. And I am definitely living my childhood dream by being able to do that. I love the app, actually. I like a lot of millennials, I think I was resistant to it for a while. And then I'm like, oh my God, I love this. I can really waste a lot of time scrolling incessantly and like finding things, learning things. It's really, I have a lot of fun with it. So I like to use it however I like to use it. I think that trying to make something go viral is against the whole idea of like what virality is supposed to be. And that just feels yucky. So I just have fun with it. It's frustrating, but also, I mean, that's not my song. You know, I did write new lyrics to Drake's song, and there would be a lot of jumping through hoops to make that happen. And we've tried over the years, but of course I always want to make my fans happy, but you can't make everybody happy. So if people want to hear it, I think it's on YouTube, and I'll perform it at my new tour. So if you want to scream it along with me, please come through. Well, just contracts in general, the length of them, the idea that essentially when you're coming, most artists like myself have no leverage when they're coming into a major label deal situation. And it's all about leverage. So that's why I would encourage artists to stay independent as long as they can, to build up their own following, to stack some bread if they can, so that they don't feel like they have to sign any type of contract. You feel like you don't have room to negotiate because this is an amazing opportunity, especially for someone like me who's coming from a really humble beginning. My mom was cleaning houses for a living. I was 12 years old. So we just didn't know. So I think my experience was definitely like trial by fire. I'm lucky enough to have people around me that I can open up to, and they'll kind of shake me and help me readjust my perspective. And if you have one person that you can be honest with about your feelings, you're really fortunate. So I would, obviously don't drain this person, but you can tell people how you feel because you're not alone. And sometimes that takes the weight off of you and the big monster and kind of that's how it is for me. I'm able to have a new perspective on it, look at it from a different way, and take a moment to focus on gratitude, because I and most of us have many things to be very grateful for. And when you focus on gratitude, doubt seems pointless. That was awesome. I mean, I've loved B2K and Omarion since I was a little girl. So I'm a huge fan. And we ran into each other at a mutual friend's birthday party and caught up because we've known each other since we were younger in the game and everything. And then I just thought that it would be really fun to have a couple like fun guest moments in the video. So reached out to him. I've toured with Lauren before with Fifth Harmony, so I love her and we always support one another. I think she's amazing. I love the project that she just put out. And it was really fun. That was one of my favorite videos to shoot. Don't think everybody knows better than you, because nobody knows what's best for you. You know, you don't lose contact with your gut, with what you know is right for you. Just because you have a lot of people in your ear, stay strong and don't think that you have to be like anybody else but who you are. That's what I would want to say to my younger self and to younger artists or just younger people. I feel like to some level we all are, questioning ourselves or comparing ourselves to other people and their achievements or their looks or their talent or whatever, their relationship, their life. And social media makes it really hard not to do that. And, but I would say that being in the public eye does make you maybe more hyper aware of things, because people that you don't know make comments about everything. So I'm grateful that I wasn't in a situation as a teenager like some other girls were, who are in the generation like before me, like Britney Spears or Lindsay Lohan, where they were chased and like hounded and they had no privacy. And I can't imagine what that was like. I didn't have that experience. I got to kind of, one good thing that came out of the long period of not being able to release music was that I did get to make my mistakes and go through a lot of awkward moments and stuff, not in front of people. I just love what a year and what a season, what a moment R&B is having right now. So I love Summer Walker's album. Jasmine Sullivan's Hotels is so great. I love Giveon, her. I love Silk Sonic's project. Who else am I missing? Victoria Monet. I love that album so much. Lucky Day. Well, people used to fix their mouths to say that R&B was dead. And I think that particularly from like the mid 2000s to now we're having a renaissance. So it's really cool. And what I love about pop music in general, because R&B can be pop, hip hop can be pop, country can be pop. It's whatever is most popular, whatever's most poppin'. And I love that. I think that there's genres are melding, and we're taking inspiration from a lot of different places. And I think that honestly, the more that we can move away from genre, I think that will be great. I think that just to be able to play and take inspiration from wherever you feel it is great for art and music. It was helpful because I didn't want to go backwards. I didn't want to recycle or go back into my like, oh, I know that I could call this person and just have, we care about each other. We could have sex. It would be nice. I didn't want to use sex or intimacy as a coping mechanism to not deal with how I was feeling, which was sad, confused, ashamed, a lot of different things after the end of that relationship. And I also was curious as to how it would be to keep all that energy for myself, that creative energy, sexual energy, sensuality. I just wanted to channel that into making music. And I thought it was wonderful. I think periods of intentional abstinence from, whatever it is, even if it's like Lent and you're giving up something, or if you're doing a fast or something like that. For me, fasting from that type of intimacy and that like exchange was good. I also realized that I didn't want to have sex with anybody that I wasn't in love with. So I'm too sensitive for that. But I tried several times over the years, and I just realized like, this really isn't for me. I'm getting back into acting a little bit, which I'm very excited about. And I have an arc on this TV show that I love. I'm a fan of this show. And I don't know when they're announcing it, but I think that should be coming out next year.